you whine your body. Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it, will you whine your body. Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it, do it. She won't follow me go out today, oh. She won't follow me go out today, oh. Malo su malo yegbe, to balo su ma yegbe. Malo su malo yegbe, to balo su ma yegbe. Malo su malo yegbe, to balo su ma yegbe. She won't follow me go out today, oh. Will you whine your body? Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it, whine your body. Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it, do it. So mommy, jo fun mi, to gbadun bo se ready. Bossita, bossago, jẹ́ ká jọ máa ṣalẹ̀. So mommy, jo fun mi, to gbadun bo se ready. Bossita, bossago, jẹ́ ká jọ máa ṣalẹ̀. She won't follow me go out today, oh. She won't follow me go out today, oh.
Hey, how you doing, everyone? Thanks for joining us today. This is What's Your Story, second edition, and I'm excited. I'm going to be joined by some of the most powerful storytelling powerhouses. It's been a while I saw Ayo. I just saw him backstage. He hasn't changed a bit. I'm going to be joined by Tokwe, also Tokwe Sule. Last time I saw him in Nigeria, I don't think he has added any height to himself. He's still the same. So we're going to have fun. We're going to jam. For those of you joining us from Nigeria, from Lagos, from the US, from the UK, wherever, from Europe, it's going to be a great evening tonight. We're going to enjoy ourselves. And why am I wasting your time? Why don't I bring these people to stage? And let's just get started and meet these people. So tell us about yourself. Who are you? Where are you from? Mr. Ayomiku, Mr. Tokwe, anybody can start. Let's go. We cannot hear you, Ayo. I'm sure your
I
mic.
think it's muted.
Yeah, you're good now. Now you're muted again. It's tech. When you go back, we don't hear you. When you come closer, we hear you. Tokwe, you can start. Why Ayo fixes that?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I would have said good evening, but I know people have joined from different parts. So I'll just say hello, everyone. So my name is Tokwe Sule. I'm the national brand manager for Indomie. I'm also a friend of Kenny, a student of Kenny as well, and I'm a proud alumni of Orange Academy as well. Yeah,
That's incredible. I'm very happy to hear that you call me your friend. That's a great honor. Wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I should be the one. I should be the one appreciating it, Kenny.
Thank you. Are you functioning now, or you don't function in Dubai? No,
We can't still hear you.
You're muted now.
Yeah.
No, we're not hearing you.
I'm having Technical issues.
Okay, we can hear
We
you
hear
now.
you now.
But you're muted.
No,
But you're
again.
muted.
We heard you just for a few seconds, and yes, now.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. I'm not really playing a good. I don't know why. I mean, I'm supposed to be in Dubai, but technical issues in Dubai, so I don't know. But yeah, if you can hear me now, my name is Ayo. Like Kenny said, Kenny. I don't know, man, Kenny. Kenny is more than a friend to me. Kenny was my first teacher when it came to this this criminal line of like creative strategy, just making shit happen. I remember um, I was on my way to what's it called, Orange Academy. Back then it was in Antony, and this was such a long time ago that when I look back at my journey now, being director, a coach, for storytelling experience in Dubai, I think about how we came from a journey into advertising, then experiencing my background in architecture, and today this
Oh,
way.
that's true.
That's true, Kenny. Remember, I, that's the thing. It's kind of weird because in a way, I've never met a good art. The greatest art people I know didn't study architecture or advertising.
Yes.
Somehow we all find our way into this space, and if we're lucky enough, just like I came across a tribe of people. Like I never even knew you could get paid to do something.
To tell stories.
And so when I found Orange, it was incredible to me. And then a
We're
few
so
short weeks
lucky.
later, we're so lucky. So yeah, right now I'm in Dubai from advertising, and I'm helping to tell that story. That's what I do.
That's incredible.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
incredible. So both of you actually are holding onto such strong brand in different domain. Dubai is such a powerful brand, and we know that. I actually follow a lot of what you do with your expo. I remember
Really?
COVID-19. Everybody thought that nothing would happen, and you guys were able to bring, many countries. I think over 19. I can't remember how many countries came
No,
together.
over 200. Over 200.
200
nations.
countries.
Yeah. Every single, not even countries, nations, because there's some people that nations are not countries, right? So it's like 200 nations were represented. Everybody on Earth.
Wow.
Yeah, it was mad.
Wow. What's the magic? Let's get started from there. What's the magic? What are you trying to do with all of this expo, this Dubai stuff?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, I guess to be honest, Kenny, I guess for me, I would say it's on two levels.
Yes.
What am I trying to do? Right? Because I know what I'm trying to do, and then what they are trying to do, which
It's
is
okay.
Exactly. So I guess what they try to do here is Dubai is a very mad kind of place. Like they're always like, and I mean it in a very literal sense, they're always intentionally setting a goal, something aspirational for themselves that basically stretches everybody in the city and in the country. It's like they're constantly doing something that puts everybody on edge to achieve something, right? That because, and this is just true. And so they set up Expo at the time it was another milestone, but in the direction they wanted to go, which was to sort of be this place that is not really big, but it has a big name.
Okay.
Right? It has a big story. And the story is all about always pushing for something that is more. Not just material, but like
the experience.
Something, yeah. There's always a mission. There's always have a sense of mission of something. And they try to do it through bringing people together.
Right.
Like trade, commerce. Like it goes back to it's the way they run the place, and it comes out in their story, right? Because as far back as 100 and something years ago, when it was like poor, desert people, they still were known for trading.
Yeah.
Even it's like traders. That's why they started. They started so early. One of the first places in the world, and definitely in this region, to do like an open sky. It's like no tax. for forever. So
That's
people want to come there and trade,
So-
so they like to bring people together. That's
Yeah.
their story.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
I mean, before I go to Tope, because I have a lot to ask him. Basically, you are you. I mean, you call yourself a story and experience director. You're a storyteller. I mean, somebody is watching from Orange Academy, a young storyteller is asking, "How can I be a storyteller? What is this? Who is a storyteller? What does that mean?" I mean,
What does that
it
mean?
looked like a fake kind of job description. Like somebody said, "What do you do?" Because even to today, I find myself struggling to explain to people.
Explain.
People
You're
say
right.
you're a storyteller. What does a
What does that
storyteller do? Tell me from your perspective.
What does that mean?
How do you explain to your dad, actually, your mom, your in-laws that you're a storyteller?
Yeah, I'm a storyteller. So it's crazy getting honestly, because okay, as a storyteller, one thing, it's a very strange title, but one thing you're guaranteed is everybody that hears it always wants to ask you that same question, like, that's an interesting, exactly. So maybe that's one of the few cons of the job, but pros of the job, right?
The pros, yeah.
Yeah, but generally, for me, I feel like what do I do? I think a storyteller, this is how I talk about it.
Yes.
It's someone that moves people. Like you have to, that's just it. At the end of the day, you're just this guy creating a campfire out of a presentation room, and wherever you are,
Right.
you create your own mental campfire, and people are sitting around it, and you're just and you're
I like
and you're
that metaphor, yeah.
Yeah, that's you. That's it, man.
I'm going to bring Tope in right now. Tope, how do you create campfire? And how do you create campfire for a brand that has been known for 30 years, I think, Indomie in Nigeria? I mean, how do you, and you are not just Indomie. You were building brands before you came to Indomie. There is more to you than Indomie. How do you create such campfire? What does a storyteller do? How do you create campfires for people to enjoy or experience?
Yeah, so I think when Ayo was even speaking, I wanted to say, one thing that Ayo's role will show you is that there's no end to what you can achieve as a storyteller. You can imagine Ayo, a native of Nigeria, telling story for Dubai, for instance. Yeah. So you can see that how I actually approach it is I try to check for the pulse of the people I want to tell the story to.
Correct.
Yeah,
What do they want to hear? What is their story? How can I bring in my fire into their story? How can my fire come from their story? Our jobs as storytellers are to find those little moments that the everyday people would necessarily not pay attention to, and build stories around it, and build the campfire around it, so that they can now begin to imagine and think that, oh wow, how come I wasn't thinking of this? And you just tell them that it was actually just right there in your everyday life, but you're not paying attention. Our jobs is just to amplify it for you and make you see the importance of it.
Is this a kind of a juju? But how do you do that? Like, yes, our job is to amplify the fire, is to put kerosene.
Actually, Kenny,
yes,
you're
go
right.
ahead.
It is juju.
Go ahead,
Kenny, you're right. It's juju because when I try to teach, and I feel like I don't know if you use these words, but I feel like I learned this kind of I got not like I learned it from you. I got permission to be this way from you on this topic, which is I'm serious, Kenny. No,
you are a crazy guy all along.
I know,
but next to you were fire. You were fire.
I know, Kenny.
But thank
what
you.
What I mean by permission is what I mean by permission is like it's almost like I'll come back to Jiu-Jitsu, but what I mean by permission is that I believe that you can never know what comes next, but if you're looking out, you see signs on the way, right? And you're going to meet people that would you see that they'll give you permission because they will give you permission to be that way because you see them being that way and they encourage you. You know what I mean? Right. And they tell you, like, if you think it, I'm gonna just go for it. It's exactly what you said about the juju thing. You have to juju yourself to juju people, right? You have to kind of like it's because it's what you said. It's like, how do you convince people to? You have to first of all take it on, and you're telling so you have to leave it. Once you can juju yourself,
Okay. Let's talk practical. How do you juju yourself? How do you How do you put yourself together as a storyteller? Where do you get inspiration from? I mean, Tokwe said that you need to listen to the story of the audience and get your inspiration from there. But sometimes I feel that maybe we are lying to ourselves. Maybe sometimes you have some secret source somewhere. Is there something that we're not telling people? Because today campaigns, I see campaigns like from Indomie, I see that have transformed people's lives, that have become the background music to our lives. It is not. It's not a joke, guys. It's not. How do you create such capacity, such competence to be what you are? I mean, you can go talk about if you want to chime in. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'll say I like that you say you have seen a lot of campaigns out there that we have done, but I can tell you that before those campaigns came out, there are 1,001 ideas that have run through the whole team. A lot of people have sat down together to brainstorm, and a lot of research as well. So before we even put out some of these campaigns, we don't just come up with the idea of the campaign. The idea of the campaign is always born out of research. We can't take away data. So for instance, because of the category we play in, we know what our target audiences are, and we think of ways we want to appeal to them. When the thought comes, it guides us to see how we want to do the research. And a lot of the campaigns that you see, even to our TVCs that we do, you see that a lot of them are very memorable. People can resonate with them. People can see themselves in them. Yeah, it's because over the years, we are very heavy on data, on understanding what are people actually saying before we begin to think about how to even communicate with them. What is their story at the moment? How can we bring in our brand to be topical within their story at that particular moment? Because most of the time when we speak as storytellers, if we're not careful, we can get lost in what people used to do in the past. Consumers are also constantly evolving. Consumers are moving. There are new realities. Pain points are changing. People are going through different things at different points in time. So for like our target audience, for instance, a mom that has one child has a different pain point from a mom that has two children. You get? So all of those dynamics always play when we begin to ideate in terms of how to actually use this juju in iOS world. So all of those things we bring all of those together before we fully flesh out a campaign idea to say, okay, yes, we're sure that we will be able to get the desired result from consumers. We also approach our campaigns in regional ways. We don't go a one campaign fits all approach. So we have campaigns for the different regions, which is something that has also kept us where we are today as a business and as a brand as well.
Actually, Kenny,
go ahead.
Kenny, I think you said we could ask any question because I'm curious myself. So wait, I'm actually curious because I'm thinking in my head, because Indomie is like juggernaut. So which regions are you? So what do you by regions? Do you mean like Nigeria? Do you mean like is it Yoruba? How do you break them?
Okay, so even within Nigeria, we've broken Nigeria into like 5 different regions. So we have the Lagos is one region on its own because the people in Lagos, the behavior of the people in Lagos, even as close as Ogun State is to Lagos, the behavior is very different. The way people in Lagos are fast and are always moving. So we have Lagos as one region. We also we have the Southwest as another region. All of the states within the Southwest, we treat them as just one country too as well. We treat Lagos as one country.
So is it primarily like geographical kind of breakdown? Or, Okay, interesting.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just
no. Please go ahead. I'm enjoying the spark. That's what this is all about. And mind you, this is something I love about Ayomiko, which I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. It's still the same. He's always going to ask you a question, and that is something I really enjoy. Being with you or spending time with you. So that's great. Thank you for bringing that.
So actually, sometimes I am in trouble.
I am curious. How do you translate that to place branding, like Expo Dubai? How do you translate this issue of finding consumer story and all of that when you are not talking to just one person and you're talking to 100 countries? How they can come to Dubai? How do you create a campfire that can attract?
That's a good question.
100 countries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's an interesting one, Kenny. Because it's funny because okay, so before I moved to Dubai, which was kind of I was dragged here. I didn't plan to come here. Oh, I mean, I didn't plan to live here. I used to come here like probably everybody used to come then. You come, you be out. At the time that I'll come to Dubai for work, and I'll be here for 3 days, like
Right.
Friday, Sunday. So it wasn't like I knew the place. I thought I knew the place. Let me put it like that. And so I didn't plan to move here. And at the time, I started at what's it called? I'd left like mainstream regular agency shit, and I came to come and do. I was like, I was done. Can you know the feeling? I'm sure everybody knows the feeling at some point. And I was like, man, fuck this, you know. So I had a small agency still, but with a couple friends. We just wanted to make enough cash to be chilling while we think about, what do we really want to do, blah blah blah. But then they came calling here, and they came calling. What attracted me eventually was that they wanted to do exactly what you just said, Kenny. They had been like crazy enough, or maybe arrogant enough, or proud enough, or just determined enough they wanted to do something that nobody has ever done. Again, what I said about milestones.
Yeah.
This is their story. That's what makes me understand it, and that's how we try to communicate it.
Correct.
It comes from this. It's an actual thing, right? They always actually stretch it. So they had to do the expo because it was like it's a world global thing, and Dubai always wants to be on that stage.
Right.
So they said, okay, we're going to do an expo because an expo is like expo or World Cup. They call them mega events.
Yeah.
Expo, World Cup, track and field. There are some events that are like mega. They're actual global events, but they cycle. Some people do this as their industry forever until they're like whatever, until they retire. And it's great because you're always traveling, spending 4 or 5 years in some other mad country, stuff like that, and then you get to know each other. But I was new to all of this. For me, the reason why I came into that was because they now said they decided that they're going to have one country, every single country in Expo was going to have its own pavilion, which has never happened in history. So that was their number one sort of structural story.
Yeah.
Before I ever came into the picture. And it's never happened in history because for 2 reasons. First of all, it's sort of like it's a developed country thing, right? Yeah, it's a rich country thing. And it's a capacity thing. So most countries that do this, they're probably from the Western world or developed and rich enough. And then when they do it, they tend to, it's open, they're mandated to give everybody a space. But they also have to set themes, and they tend to just group Africa or something. Or, you know what I mean? Or they will just, and it'll be on the edges, on the edges of the, sort of, almost like you have to go and find them. And it was just like, but Dubai's story itself is a story of the underdog. So they're always doing that. So they said that they're not going to do an expo where all the big guys are together and then the small ones are somewhere. They're not going to do an expo where everybody has a voice. But to do that, you now have to face the problem of there are countries that don't know how to use their voice. They're so small. They're not used to it. If you give them they don't have the practice of it, especially on the big stage. Of course, at home. But when they come out, they just they croak, they choke, or they don't have the capacity.
Yeah.
It's like you're having a party and then you want everybody to be well dressed. Then it kind of becomes your responsibility to make sure that there's because everybody's not the same.
Yeah.
So in any case, that's what they were looking for people like me to come and do.
Okay.
Help them. And I got convinced.
More like a curator to curate.
More like a curator. That was exactly my one of my independent pavilion curator, storyteller and pavilion curator for international participants. And I was attracted because I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go to like every fucking African country, do workshops, meet all of them, every market, every people, to help them tell this story. Like, man, I was like, you know what? This is it. This makes sense. This is my story now.
Let's do this.
That's huge. Wow. Wow.
And I thought, that was the Kenny.
Yeah.
And I thought this will help me come back to, in case I have to come back to Nigeria, I'll come do my, what's it called? It will help my agency or whatever I wanted to do back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this is what I thought at the time,
But that's
Sorry,
not
you
what
know?
you are thinking now anymore.
Nah, man, that's not what I'm thinking anymore. The story has changed. Let's feel like that.
Okay, we come back to that. We come back to that. Let's talk a little bit to talk where, as a storyteller, you find yourself at the upper echelon of a brand, being the brand leader. And usually, as a brand manager, you're not just looking at magic, you're looking both at logic and magic. How do you play in both, domain of both data and story? Because story is data with emotions,
Yeah.
right? And then a brand manager is also looking at figures. You have to balance your budget, you have to do all of that.
Yeah.
Don't the story get lost in between the budget balancing? And when the agency come to present all the stories and on the storytellers that are working with you, how do you pick? What are the constraints? How do you make up your mind to say that, let's hear from you? Because this is a great opportunity to learn.
Yeah. So thank you for the question, Kenny. So for us as a business, we're market leaders. And there's also an expectation from a brand that has been in existence for over 30 years, also
Right.
category leaders
Right.
in the category as well. So I see that it takes a lot of work for a brand to remain at this level and still with a lot of burdens. So the major burden for the brand that for us is to grow the category. We need to constantly grow the category.
Right.
And when we're looking at the logic has to align with how we will grow the category.
Correct.
How do we ensure that we grow the category? And
Right.
one thing that is very, very
but you are the category.
so we need to continue to grow the category.
Okay.
It's that milestone thing that we were talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
we
it's
need to continue to
constantly-
grow the category. So we don't just monitor what we're doing or what competition is doing. As market leaders, what competition does most of the time is to come into your own market to eat into it.
Right.
So how we approach it is we see ourselves even as fighter brands in the category. So we're always on the offensive. So when we hear that
I like
there's a new direction to go, we're always on the offensive. So the brand does not hesitate in any way to continue to grow penetration. So if there are newbies in the industry or in the market within the category that are trying to
Take
do
it
something that we
seriously.
feel like, it might give us it might affect our consumption, we also go after them. So
Mamma mia.
there's that mindset, and that mindset actually, I would say, this is supposed to be an approach for companies or businesses that are just starting. So it's
the
one thing that
underdog.
amazes me, and that's the spirit that we have within the business.
I love
Across all the
this.
regional brand managers, from the chief marketing officer, we're always very on the offensive. So when the agencies come with the great ideas, some ideas can be, they'll be very wow ideas, and we see them, we say, because we're already market leaders, we don't need to do anything too much. People already know. We say, no, we've already set a standard. We need to continue to improve on the standard. And whatever that we're doing, we need to think of how it will help us grow the category. We're not just doing it for the sake of it. So most of the
I have
time,
another question.
the logic is
Go
there.
ahead.
Okay, most of the time the logic is there in terms of the data. We're very heavy on research to see what are people saying, what's our penetration like. We have different brand parameters that we measure. We measure the TOMAD, we measure the main brand as well. We measure penetration. So all of those things from our brand health tracker, we do that very, very frequently. That's true that we're not also joking with the category.
You know what I'm curious about? Sorry, I was curious about another angle to what Kenny was asking. Actually, I have two questions. Number one was, because I was like, when Kenny was asking that question, I was wondering, through all the layers and all that stuff, like it's like, because you're a big client, right? And I think part of what I was thinking was what Kenny's also asking. I don't know, can correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that's fine.
How do you keep the story sweet through all these cooks? Because is that not what you're saying, Kenny? Like, how do you navigate the layer? Because you know what the story is, but how do you make sure that you don't misplace it? They mix the pot up, then they end up with another story that was not sweet like the other one. That because how do you do that? Because if you're managing, because Indomie is massive and it does things at scale, and
Indomie is
many
a principality.
Like how do you make sure how do you keep the story sweet? I'm curious about that.
Yeah. So the truth is, the story always has to be sweet. If you remember, I said earlier that little things that we see in the everyday lives of people that were not there before and are happening now. So we always try to be in trend with what is the culture saying at the moment. How do we align our strategies, our ideas, our magic with the culture? So, the logic can be there, the data can show you something, but if you're not also a creative storyteller, which is our job, to say, yeah, the data is saying this, but we need to be able to tell a story so that the data would now start to say that. So all of those things are always in our mind to say, what is the current reality of the Nigerian consumer? So if you remember, I can give you some instances. There was a
Yes,
time
please.
when there was we took a price increase, and there was a lot of backlash by customers, by consumers saying, "Oh, why did we increase our price? Why do we increase our price? Why do we do this?" We brought down the price, and we now added 2 extra packs to a carton, just to also ensure that we're still maintaining our story as the number one brand that is loved by the consumers and that we're listening to them. It was a big decision to say, let's add 2 extra packs to it, so that consumers will
Right.
still love us, to say, oh, that's where empathy comes in. Oh, the place of empathy. Oh, they even added 2 extra cartons, 2 extra packs to it.
Right.
I can tell you that till date, we are still maintaining the extra 2 packs in the carton. A lot of our competitors have also gone that route to add 2 extra
right.
packs to the carton. So, so
As an
there's a lot that
attacker.
goes on behind the scenes to ensure that the story aligns.
You know
Beyond
what? You know what I really enjoy listening to you talk about and about Indomie is something that I'm relearning again. That many of us have become so big that we forget where we started from. And I think it's also what Ayomi was saying about Dubai, which is always looking at the next milestone.
yeah,
The hunger,
Always.
the hunger is something that is missing in many brands. They're not hungry for newness. They're not hungry for. They take for granted that they already have a consumer base. But what I'm hearing from you is that you are always fighting. You're always fighting for every dollar. I'm sorry, every naira that is coming your way. You're not taking it for granted. Like a lot of big advertising agencies are dying today because of the same mindset of we already are big. We just heard of DDB. I mean, DDB, for instance, is closing shop
Oh wow.
globally.
DDB Lagos?
Yes.
Globally.
Yes, and when you think about
I didn't
that,
even know that.
you think about
Oh
Bill
my
Bemba,
goodness.
the founder.
Yeah.
These
That's like
these are
cutting edge of
advertising.
advertising at
This
some point.
you cannot tell the history of advertising in our modern
Without-
age without Bill Bemba.
Talking
But
about
if you
DDB.
listen, if you go back to history, you would remember that was a guy who said that agency must remain small. Agency must always remain small. What that means is that you must always think, as if you're just starting.
Yeah.
Not over bloated, not thinking that you have arrived. And I think this is a lesson I'm going to take away from you today about Indomie. That Indomie, in spite being such a big, brand, they're still plugging in, they're still listening, and they're still taking every competition as very serious.
As very serious.
How does that apply to you, Ayomiku, in your hand from what you do? I mean, Dubai is not one of the countries that people would think of many years ago that they wanted to go for, but now it has become such an iconic vacation place. Like, how did you guys build such love story that that kind of crossed religious boundary, all of that, irrespective of where you come from? Dubai has become a land. It's become like almost a must-have in your vacation bucket list. What you do. How do you create this experience? How do you make it happen? Yeah, I'm curious.
It's quite interesting because this is the question. You hit something on the head because this is the question I think about a lot.
Yeah,
and I think about it a lot, and it's an ongoing thing because it's actually what I'm constantly trying to understand and find a way to express, to be honest.
Right.
Because again, it starts from, and I cannot say this enough. It sounds like like it sounds almost trite sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? But it is the truth, which is and which is that it really, a lot of it starts actually from the Dubai mindset. There is actually a thing that is the Dubai mindset, and then by that I mean of the rulers and the leadership, right?
Okay.
There is a way they are, and there's a way they program things, and the people they keep around them, and the way they move, that is very intentional.
Okay.
But it comes from a sort of a character trait, which is why I say it's like that. And that character trait is this character trait of always, it comes from this character trait of always feeling like, I won't call it always taking everything seriously. It's almost like feeling like knowing your place in the world and saying, this is how I have to be in this posture. Which is also an attack posture, like
Indomie is doing.
Yes, very much so. But also and seizing opportunities.
Right.
Open and seizing opportunities. Because, for instance, you see the Dubai story, they knew that it was always about openness and bringing people in and trade. And so that's been part of it. But also taking opportunity to advance in every way you can. I'll give you an example, the classic one. Because Dubai's brand has gone through sort of subtle changes, but it's been ascending. But because it started from talk about what you mentioned now, Dubai is great for like a great tourism experience.
Right.
Dubai, you fly through Dubai because they have one of the biggest airlines in the world, which again is a part of this connecting, is a big thing, right? But also pre-COVID and post-COVID, the structure and the nature of Dubai and what people think about it for is also changing. And it came from how Dubai sees the opportunity of COVID itself. To advance its brand in a way that is both in its business model and also in its story. One was Dubai, COVID was never going to stop Dubai. They said, we don't give up, attacker again. We're going to do it. Number two is that, Number two is they quickly realized what they needed to do. So, for instance, Dubai stayed open. It's one of the draws. During COVID, you could always go to Dubai. Most places shut down. They closed. Dubai reopened very early, but there were rules. That's a very Dubai thing. And that's part of the story they sold also. And then with the whole geopolitical situation, a lot of influx came to Dubai also. And Dubai took advantage of that and issued, right after Expo, they changed even their visa scheme to become more residential.
I didn't know that.
The Dubai Golden Visa.
I think that's what America is trying to copy now.
Exactly. Right? Which the Europeans have also had for a while, even before Dubai. But theirs was more about it was a golden visa thing to residency that could lead to also basically permanent residency. In the case of the Europeans, you could become a citizen. That's not on the table here. Or you would stay 5-10 years. Golden visa. That attracted last year over 4,000, almost 5,000 millionaires emigrated from the UK to Dubai alone.
You don't say.
Wow. Like it changed the narrative of Dubai because it was not
listen, what I'm hearing from you, Ayo, is that storytelling, narrativity, all of that also has to deal with leadership. What the leadership 100%. Mindset is about. If the leaders don't have correct approach to something, or they don't think big or think whatever it is, you as a storyteller, your job is you're going to be frustrated as a storyteller because if it's not coming from the top. Is that the experience in fast-moving consumer good like Indomie, Tokwe?
Yes. So it's similar because I will use a framework. We have the microeconomics and the macroeconomics here. So sometimes when we do some strategies, we even look at like the pestle factors. What is the political situation of the environment?
Correct.
How can it help us to be very flexible? So if you notice, what we also do is we're not fixed on a particular idea. The end goal is to just ensure that we're not losing touch of what the consumer knows us for or what they know us for. We're open to being very flexible because some things are not within our control. A government policy can come tomorrow and everybody's running all around. But we need to be ensure as storytellers that we hold on to that one thing that will still allow that wildfire or that campfire that will still keep that spark in the consumers for us. And there's one thing I told somebody recently, that if you are chasing something,
Right.
even as a brand, even as a storyteller, if you're chasing something, you won't run as fast as when something is chasing you. So if you're chasing a lion,
Slow down, start again. I want to get that.
I said if you're chasing something,
Yeah.
you won't run as fast as when something is chasing you.
Okay.
You get, so if you're in the
motivation
category
is
and you
different.
see yourself as fighters, you see yourself as government policies can always happen at any point, especially with the kind of environment that we are also playing in, where there are a lot of things that are not within our control. You said?
I said if you basically you have to be paranoid.
You have no. You have to be.
You have to
You have to
edge.
be ready.
There's a great book called "Only the Paranoid Survive."
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's quite mad. It's by, I forget his name. It's by Tech. Was it like?
No,
Tech
I mean there are so many theories to this. You're right. There's so many scholars who have they have proceeded that you have to be, a little paranoid. You cannot be normal. Yeah, so it's possible that you're right. I mean, I don't have a research study to prove that you're correct. but for Nigerian, hustling spirit, it's something that works for us. Like my mother used to tell me, in the morning, if you wake up, you have to chase something. If you don't chase something is going to chase you.
Something's going to chase you.
Yeah, there's a Yoruba way of saying it. Don't tell me to say it, but there is a particular way that you said it. So back to you, Tokwe. I really enjoy the fact that you said, as a brand, you don't lose touch with what your original consumer wants or what they wanted. Yeah. How do you keep refreshing that? Because you rightly mentioned that the consumers are changing every day. Yeah. Their taste. How do you know that you haven't lost touch? Because let's talk about culture, which is a big C. Culture is a very, very dynamic phenomenon that today you think you understand it, and there's some that you don't. Especially when we're talking about the digital age that we live in. There's so many subculture, undercurrents, things that even we don't understand so well that we think we do. As a big brand, how do you know the temperature? Like to know that, okay, we've done enough here, we need to move on, we can stay. What are I know you don't want to reveal your trade secrets, but for storytellers who are watching, and I'm sure some Orange Academy students mostly, and some of our partners globally, how can we position ourselves in a way that we would understand culture and we will not lose that currency, the C, in whatever we do?
Yeah. So how we approach it is, culture is very dynamic.
Right.
And even to a particular individual, culture is very dynamic, but there are some elements or there are some aspects of even me, for instance, as an individual, there are some aspects of my culture that I might not like. So what we also do is we don't try to do everything about the culture. We look at that one value that the consumer aligns with, and it also aligns with what our brand stands for. Okay. So that we're not saying something that is not relevant to our brand that will make the consumer get confused that when did Indomie start talking about things like this? So you won't see us in some type of conversations, even though they are cultural. We pick only the battles that we know that it is relevant to our brand. The context of it aligns to what the consumer holds a value to it. So we don't just say, because we are a brand that wants to speak on culture, then we now start saying everything that has to do on culture. We only pick the relevant nuances in a particular culture that aligns with our brand. That way, you're sure that you will not lose essence in the consumer's life. One of the most important rule of marketing that I learned was segmentation. Try to say the smallest possible thing in the simplest possible form. Okay. Like, don't try to make it over ambiguous for the consumer. So we just look at the full cultural spectrum of the consumer and think of how it aligns with our brand. think
Okay.
of one particular thing to say, oh, this is what we should talk about. So I'll give you an example.
Okay.
One campaign that we ran sometime last year or towards to the beginning of this year was a show some love. But so we ran a TVC that shown where unconditional love, where moms will love their children unconditionally,
Okay.
and there were some nuances that we put in those videos in the campaign messaging that it actually appealed to a lot of moms that it could actually relate with. So you see a mom that has a baby, for instance, maybe because it's her birthday and he's a baby, and he now uses maybe a makeup. He does makeup on his face to just show his mom. Those are things that they happen in the everyday home, but people don't pay attention to them. So in as much as the child had made a mess in trying to also do like the mom to do makeup, the mom will just still give him a pat on the back and say, I love him unconditionally. So that is one element of it that we also play on. And sometimes some of those things can be very tricky because you can go that route and you can also get a backlash for it. But we just ensure that the key messaging is not lost, and the people we're trying to speak to are the ones that we're talking to. There will definitely be outliers that would have deviating opinions about it, but we just focus on the people we want to speak to and ensure that they can get the message and we can also appeal to them.
In advertising, we used to have something we call the universal human truth. It looks like what I'm hearing from you is that you look at those things that are more timeless, that are more universal, and that are not divisive, that people can rally around. When we talk of campfire, they can come closer. So yeah, that sounds really fascinating. I would shift this conversation. We've been jamming about Indomie and Dubai and all of that. I want to jam about you yourself, the two of you. How somebody is listening and is saying, I want to build my storytelling chops. I want to become a director of story and experience. I want to become a brand manager. What is the trajectory? How did you, from architecture, you were an accountant, I think, if I recall. You studied Sociology, yeah.
I was working in a financial firm.
Yes, I think I
yeah, that's why. I was working in a financial firm.
How do you move? What are the things? So just let's go like rapid fire. What are the 5 things that you think anybody who wants to be where you are today? I mean, you know that it's just a recommendation. It doesn't fit all. But what are the 5 quick things that you can? I'm going to start with you, Ayomiko. What are the 5 quick things that people
you should know,
should pay attention to? Quickly.
Yeah. On a personal level, I think you should first one of the things that people don't realize quickly, but the faster you realize it, the better for you, is that you understand that storytelling is a skill. It's an actual skill, like a sword. It's like or like a tool. It's just like a knife. Once you realize that, then you realize that you can use it in many situations, just like you can use a knife. But it's not a hoe. But it has its own specific things that are broadly applicable. The faster you realize it frees up your mind to storytell wherever you see the opportunity. Okay. Because your career can take you in different places. Like, I'm a storyteller, I'm working here, we're with Indomie. So once you realize that quickly, that's one. Number 2, I think if you find you should grab your sense of curiosity. Because it's the one thing that it's one of the few things in your real control that just makes it better, makes everything better for you. Like, that sense of curiosity would always serve you well as a storyteller and will keep you sort of in your own career as you move on. What else? You have to tell a lot of stories constantly. Again, it's like a muscle, it's like a skill set. The more
I
you
was
do
going
it,
to say that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like exactly. The more you do it, the better you are at it. It's actually true. So you can't storytell if you don't tell stories, if you don't think of stories, if you don't keep stories. Like I have things, you keep them. When they come to you, you keep them like a coin that you can come back to. You can, and you use them. So you have to tell a lot of stories. Right. I don't know what else, man, Kenny.
It's okay. That's fine.
Maybe I give Tokwe.
Let's give Tokwe the mic.
You know what? I was going to say that if there are five, I might not say five, I might say more than five, but I'll just say them how they come to me.
That's it.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think I will use my personal story as well, so people can
Okay.
relate with it. Um, the first thing should be that you should be passionate about what you do. So for me, when I started marketing, when I started becoming a storyteller, I actually did not come to Orange because I wanted to do marketing. I just came
Oh,
to find a purpose. Yeah, so
okay.
I used to do a lot of charity work. I was very passionate about helping people, running NGOs. So I didn't even mind working for an NGO and not getting paid like some outrageous amount. I just wanted to
Wow.
impact in people's lives,
Wow.
and those were the ideas that I just had. So I think the first thing is be passionate about it, about helping people, because in the interview when I came to Orange, then they even asked me to say to write down an object that best defines me. I didn't even know what to write. I called somebody and he told me that an iron,
Call a friend.
because an iron.
Yeah.
I think, can you remember? I told him this story before, that because an iron sharpened an iron, that I add value to a lot of people around me unknowingly.
Right.
Like, I'm
Right.
always the guy you would call to help out with one thing or the other. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the first thing is to be passionate about helping people, because the whole idea of telling stories is to help people express themselves, help people see themselves in ways that they've not thought. I think the next one will be to have an open mind. Just be open-minded, because a lot of people are limited by the way they think and it affects how they tell their stories.
Okay.
So in marketing, yeah, I'm of the school of thought that nothing is right or wrong. It depends on how you see it. You get, so just have an open mind. Have an
Okay.
open mind.
I
Be
I
very
just said
expressive.
curiosity. So you were saying
Yes,
open mind.
Yes.
It's aligns, yeah.
yes, yes. So I think the next one would be that just keep pursuing something. You get?
Before something
Because
pursues you.
before something pursues
Ah,
you, because
I like the Niger
because
part. Keep pursuing
oh
something.
I
God.
remember there was one time, if Kelly remembers, when I was at Orange, I used to say that I was a nation builder. So it was funny then. A nation builder, which career direction is this? Yeah, so but look
Sounds
at where
like
it
a
has gotten me
politician.
to today in terms of growing people has translated to growing businesses, helping businesses tell good stories that would help them also grow. So do you get, so just have an open mind, be very curious, be open-minded, and also for people that are listening that are also trying to find their feet, I would say have somebody in the industry that can also guide you through the
Okay.
process.
Mentorship.
Also, yes, have a mentor that can guide you. And mentorship doesn't have to be somebody that you actively talk to. It can be somebody that you just see their direction in terms of their career journey, and it just opens your mind to say, oh, so these other opportunities are available. When I started
Yeah.
marketing, the end goal for me was to become a brand manager. That
Oh,
was just what
great.
I wanted to be. This
Great.
is the second brand I'm managing at the moment as brand manager.
Yeah.
And the first brand I was managing was also the market leader in the category, Nutri-Milk.
What was that? Nutri
Nutri-Milk.
milk. Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
and now it's beginning to also dawn on me that yeah, beyond just being a brand manager, there are other things you could actually do. There are bigger things you could do. Yeah, and I think another one would be to say that people should actually um, see beyond their immediate environment. See beyond your immediate environment. Sometimes consumers don't know what they want until you tell them those stories. So see beyond your immediate environment. Read a lot of books. As creatives, you're only as creative as the experience that you have had. You can't tell stories for experiences you have not had before.
I
So
like that.
very subtly, you might be reading a book, and there might be some things that seem like fiction in those books. And you'll be surprised that when you're developing some ideas on how to tell a story, you're taking some elements from those fictional books that you read and you're adding them into your stories. And they're beginning to make sense and be the reality. A lot of
Okay.
things that we see now, when we say talk of AI, a lot of things that we see now, 10 years ago, nobody ever thought that they would be happening. But people
Yeah.
have started telling those stories that time, and now we're catching up.
Right.
So those are just the few nuggets that that I
No,
will
that's
share.
that's that's
I hope it
exciting.
suffice.
No, no, no. I was writing down, and what really came across from both of you is passion. Like people need to be interested
Yeah.
in this storytelling thing. Like Aya was talking about, you have to keep telling stories,
Yeah.
even if it is not going viral. Because one of the problems with today's generation is we are living in a place where we're counting likes and shares, forgetting that you have to build the muscle. It doesn't matter whether you're in the dark when you're doing this, whether nobody sees you when you're doing it, because we always are looking for validation, for people to click that like, to say this is going well. But the issue is that what has gone viral really are things that the people who actually posted them didn't know we're going to go viral. But they kept doing what they were doing. They just were doing the simple things, And what I'm learning from both of you is that we should keep pursuing, this passion. We should keep doing it. You did it for non-profit for free, almost for free, for nothing.
For free.
Yeah. So, yeah. And
I still do it. I still do it.
That's great. Yes, Ayomiku was with his little agency in Lagos before he moved to Dubai. What I'm hearing from both of you is that passion, for something.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
and I think it's something we need to talk about even in this age of AI. The machine can write, a lot of things for you. It can show you strategy, can show you, but there's something the machine cannot give you. I think it's passion. I think it's one of the things that we have as humans that will separate us from the machine. Is that passion to keep the hunger to looking for something new, wanting, that experience. Because the machine is all about what it has been fed. Remember, AI is about the motherboard. Everything's going through. What separates us is and one of the things I just said earlier, and you also mentioned, is that consumers are not just looking at the past; they're asking about the future. They're asking about what's next. They want to be excited about their dreams, about their, and this is something I enjoy about us as storytellers. We love to create dreams. Dream, just dream. It's fascinating, guys. Just dreams. So we're almost at the end of this. I don't know if you have something to leave behind for our next guest, and if you have an idea of the kind of people should be on this. This is just starting. We just started WIS as something to keep the campfire at Orange Academy going, especially now that we're all kind of dispersed. All of us are living around the world, everywhere. The WIS.
I think it's great. A lot of great people. I was actually going to ask Tokwe at some point, but I think I forgot. Now I remembered Kenny. So, how many people are you the first person from Orange to work at Indomie?
Do you think their agency actually is an Orange Mind?
Yeah. I don't think I'm the first person, because I think when I joined, there was one person, even after I've joined. So there are two other people that have even joined that I met at Orange. It's an ecosystem.
Nice.
Yeah. That's why Orange is the first point of reference for me, for people when they say they want to go into marketing, because it changed my life.
So, but how do you work with your ad agency? Because I heard from the little bird that your ad agency is also an Orange Mind. Is it?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
How are you able to work together? Because Orange Minds are arrogant.
There's always clash. There's always this idea. No, we know the brand better. No, we think this idea is better.
Interesting. I wish I had some Indomie now, because it's difficult. People should come to Dubai now, eh? Looking at bring Indomie come. It's harder for me to get. Honestly, but I should be around in a couple of weeks. So I hope we can kind of hang out. It would be nice to jam.
Catch up. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, jam for real.
We should jam for real.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's been a great time talking with both of you. For everyone watching out there, this is not an interview. This is not a TV show. This is just 3 friends or 4 friends just hanging out, just jamming. As you can notice, we had no script. We had no question prepared. So please join us for next WIS, which is going to be every month. So the next one is going to happen very soon. And surprise, the guests are going to be some kind of surprise. So please stay tuned. And thank you so much, Ayo and Tokwe Sule.
Thanks so much.
If you have anything to
Amazing.
say before we close, go ahead. Shoot. Ayo.
No, nothing. Nothing much. But it's really good to talk to you guys. And I guess the only thing I don't know, something just keeps coming to mind as I'm leaving. I actually wrote it down because it reminded me of, this. There's a what do they call it? There's a sort of like a phrase that says, if a leaf drops in a forest and there's nobody there to hear it, does it make a sound? And does it make a sound? What is sound? What is the leaf? And so, because for me, I will remember it because this is how I think about this idea of story. If it's to move people, then it's always about, if a story that doesn't have a listener is just
Nice.
I don't know what it is, man, Kenny, but it's not a story that you're trying to tell. It's not a story. So because so this is what I'm thinking about as I'm signing out of here. I don't know. I think I sound a little crazy, but yeah.
No, you're not. You're not sounding crazy.
This is
and every story has their audience, so you must find your listener.
You have to have that listener in mind for you to have a story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have to have that listener in mind for you to have a story.
Yes.
That's it.
All right. I'm going
Kenny.
to sign off with the music of Falashe. Falashe, if you're watching.
Oh, that was pretty good.
From Jam.
That was pretty good.
He's an Orange alumni who is really doing great.
that's
And
great.
I just want to keep playing this jam. It's become our background music for this show. Thank you, everyone. Have a great
Thank you,
evening
Kenny. See
wherever
guys.
you are.
Okay.
Will you whine your body? Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it. Will you whine your body? Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it. She won't follow me go out today, oh. She won't follow me go out today, oh. Malo su malo yegbe, to balo su ma yegbe. Malo su malo yegbe, to balo su ma yegbe. Malo su malo yegbe, to balo su ma yegbe. She won't follow me go out today, oh. Will you whine your body? Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it, whine your body. Show me how you do it, like your style and your dressing. Show me how you do it. So mommy, just for me, the badum bo ready. Bossita, bossago, jeka jo ma shale. So mommy, just for me, the badum bo ready. Bossita, bossago, jeka jo ma shale.